Today I'm going to be talking about the 5 core elements to consider and also know about before starting up your home care agency. And I'm also going to go over the misconceptions and things that people are not totally aware about when considering these 5 factors. And then stay till the end because I do have a bonus for you. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. If you're recurring, thanks for being back. My name is Scott McKenzie, and I am the founder of Golden Age Companions, a non-medical home care agency based in Irvine, California. And we have been in business since 2011 and have generated over $8 million of revenue. And I also have founded a company called Home Care Agency Blueprint, and that is designed, it's a coaching program that is designed to help you create and start your own home care business for yourself. And this is not a franchise. So it's something that we have a bundled package that you can choose from, whether you want to have one-on-one coaching hands-on for longer term, or just have the course, and also coaching comes with that as well. And so, yeah, without further ado, I'm going to jump in here and talk about the 5 tips. All right, so here we are. For those that do not know me yet, I started Golden Age Companions in 2011. An inspiration of my grandmother. I had taken care of her in junior high and high school, and we had a home care agency providing care for her during that time. And I had seen a lot of the things that kind of like weren't being done properly on bringing in the caregivers. At the same time, I really enjoyed the caregivers that we did have, the other ones. We went through 12 of them. So, you know, I like to say that because that was my why. That was why I got into this business. And I knew that because taking care of my grandmother, seeing the level of care that she got by the quality caregivers that came in really uplifted her spirits, and seeing the kind of like detrimental effects of the caregivers that wouldn't show up on time or wouldn't show up at all. Some would be, there's a time that I witnessed a caregiver, I was coming to do a check on her, and the caregiver was like yelling at my grandmother. So there's some things that I witnessed where I saw that there could be such major improvement on quality control. And that was my why. That's why I started Golden Age Companions. And so the first thing to, you know, this lesson today is about really not just identifying the 5 core things to consider before starting up your own home care business, but they're also just the things to think about in general when starting, you know, just any business. So like, identify your why. Like, why are you getting into this business? You know, have you had a experience with a family member, or, you know, even like a friend, or, you know, I know even some people that have been in accidents and they have received care, and then now they're well and they want to start an agency to take care of others. You know, what's your story? And it's important to identify, what is your why? Like, why do you want to get in this business? That's number 1. Because if your why is not strong, and you kind of like, you know, I know some of you have probably seen my videos, you know, making over $150,000 a month revenue and stuff. Yeah, it's a lucrative business. At the same time, you also have to have a why, and wanting to be in this business for the right reasons and not just the money. You know, they say, I forget who it is that did he had a quote where he said, the money will follow. So do what you love and the money will follow. And that's what this is. So it's a great business to be in. And it's pretty much recession proof. It's a good category of business. It's just identifying your why and making sure that this is something that you want to be in. And I'm going to go into a little bit of detail what that really looks like in the rest of this. So, you know, financial planning, that's the initial startup cost, the licensing. Check with your state to make sure the licensing is, if you need it or not. Most states do need licensing. It's not as daunting as you would expect to get the licensing. There are obviously specific requirements. With my company, Home Care Agency Blueprint, we do assist in getting your license. We have packages where we do it totally for you. We have packages where we assist you, and they're all in different pricing models. So, that's something that we do there. Now, on the initial startup costs, that's the other thing. This is a service-based business, so it's not as expensive to start up as you would think, or most people would think. Keep in mind, I started Golden Age Companions from Starbucks paycheck. I mean, it took a lot longer to get going and really get rolling because I had limited funds and resources, but I could still go out after my shift at work and whatever, and go talk to facilities and let people know about home care. Like my very first client that I got, I was literally picking up my tips at Starbucks, and I realized, I'm like, this is actually like one of my first clients, because she had come up to my car and she asked me, she saw the logo of Golden Age Companions on the side of my car, because that's free, right? You could put a logo on the side of your car, so people don't realize the things that you can do that don't really cost much. And that's where I got my first client. She had asked me, this is your business and whatnot, and I had gotten a 3-day-a-week, like 6-hour shift, and it was wild because after I placed a caregiver there and got it going, that was over half of my check. As far as like, I was making, basically, like, I had to work 20 to 25 hours a week at Starbucks just to make the money that I was generating off this one client, which was like, that really put a fire on me. I was so excited after that. So then, there's initial startup costs, licensing requirements, the ongoing capital. Of course, you never want to start and get into a business and, all of a sudden you don't have any money to like keep the expenses going. My team, we at Home Care Agency Blueprint, we do train on this, and we'll do an analysis to, if you're limited on your budget, on how much capital that you can invest, and know, like, okay, as long as you have a structure every month of what that you could pay, even if you're not generating clients right away, that's important. Because even for me, it took months to get my very first client, and I had to, I was paying for, like, there's very limited things that you could pay for. The insurances, your phone system, like, you don't need to spend a bunch of money until you start getting in your clients. I like to call this people first approach. This is a people-based business, right? So this is something that you're getting into a business where you're really hiring caregivers. That's your core. Your caregivers are going to the homes of families to take care of them. You're dealing with the families, which are, that's obviously people. And then you're also dealing with relationships at facilities to bring in new business. And then there's the vendors, and you're talking to, your accounts payable, receivable, everything you pay, you're dealing with people. So I just say this is a people first business, as far as just kind of check in with yourself, that if you're good with people, just know that you got to make sure that you know how to take care of the caregivers, take care of the families, and there's some people that just don't love being out, talking to people all the time. So if you're more of like an introvert, I'm going to be the first to tell you, this isn't the business for you. You really got to be, out there. So, and now of course, like, I know, like me at 21 years old, it was so nerve-wracking when I was out doing my very first assessment. I was just in like meltdown mode. I did not want to go do that assessment because I was excited, but I was nervous because it was my very first one. And my thing was, I was 21 years old. I was very young. So that was really challenging for me. It wasn't so much if I could do it or not. It was, well, these people are going to think I'm a kid. I'm not really like, I haven't been in business that long and all this stuff. So that's where I was nervous. But when you do the first assessment and then you start meeting people, I mean, keep in mind, I'm here to encourage you to, like, there is growth in this too. So like, maybe you're not the most people person right now, but you can grow into that. You go out and meet more people, and And some people just need that growth. Other people just know themselves so well and they're just like, this is not my thing. Now, if you're in the middle ground, you could remember to scale that up. So like for me, I eventually hired a case manager to go out and do my assessments for me. And that was beneficial because I didn't, after a while, when I was wanting to focus on the rest of the business to grow it, I didn't want to have to spend all the time going out and doing the in-home assessments. So that was something I hired for, and that's something that you could look forward to as you get those first 4, 5, 6 clients. You could hire the things that you don't like absolutely love to do, but I'll be the first to say is you're basically going to be wearing all the hats so up front, and it's important to just acknowledge that. So marketing and growth, this is, coming back to like building referral relationships, building agency awareness, going to say like, joining your local chamber of commerce, going to those luncheons, going to events, having business cards with you, in your car, when you're at the grocery store, out and about, getting your name out there. So that, and then my team can help create, we have actually a system that we can put your branding and your company on 80 different directories almost like within a week. Basically it happens very quickly, and it's all consistent, and that'll get your brand out there as well. So I have a whole system for home care agency blueprint that I was inspired to create because I want to have other people have the same level of experience I've had in the past decade. I've had a great lifestyle, and I want to be able to inspire others to create their own home care businesses. I think the overall core energy around having a home care business feels like it's daunting. It's a big thing. It's, but I'm the first to say like it can be, but you could take baby steps to grow it. The fifth thing is compliance and quality assurance. This is the other thing. So I had, someone asked me like, well, I just need help getting clients. Well, there's, a lot more to it than just getting clients, right? Like you've got to make sure that not only that you have your licensing and insurance and everything is all set up for legal requirements, but it's once when you start placing, so you have your relationships, you're getting the clients coming in from referral sources, or they're online. It's not always B2B referral sources. I know our first few clients we got off of Yelp. We got one off of a aging care directory. So people just tend to find you. And so that's something that I would definitely consider there. And the other thing is, as far as when it comes to, helping the new clients. Yeah, so when it comes to quality assurance, it's very important to be sure that your clients and caregivers are satisfied and they're happy. You create a great culture for your caregivers. So the thing is too, you take care of your staff, you take care of people in your company, and they're also going to be spreading the word for you. So it is getting the clients, and then it's also having quality, good caregivers. There's some agencies that they're able to get a ton of clients, but they're not great at staffing and hiring the caregivers. And then, the big thing that's always been this business, and it's just something to just always consider and for home care is, hiring. They talk about like there's labor shortages and whatnot, and that's not, there is, but there's not like a total shortage. It depends on what state you're in, what city you're in, and how you're sourcing, the people to work for you. There's also agencies out there that have 1,000 clients and over, 1,200 caregivers. So that's the way I look at it. It's like they say, oh, well, we have competition here, competition there. There's room for this business for, there's enough room and clients for everybody. So it's not something that I even consider. I always say like someone's getting the business and someone's hiring the caregivers. So I don't buy into the total thing of like, oh, we can't hire anybody. Well, maybe you got to increase your hourly rate a little bit and pay the caregivers more. There's all kinds of things that you could do to, even just creating a great culture to attract top talent, stuff like that. All right, so as promised, here is the bonus startup checklist. So thank you for staying till the end of the video. In the description below, there's a link to download, and that's for you. It's essentially just a startup checklist on considering things to, lay out the blueprint type of thing of what you're needing to do to start up your home care business. This is kind of nice. It's a little summary, but it also gives you an overview of things to consider. All right, thank you for being here today and watching my video. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And also, I want to mention there is my Calendly link. That's my direct link in the description below to book a call with me for Home Care Agency Blueprint. If you are interested in starting up your own home care agency or want to scale your current agency, go ahead and book a call with me and we can discuss it. So thanks for being here, and I will definitely see you guys on the next video.